I'm Israel. First, want to start by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham, Qadash. Double honors into the elders, apostles, and bishops of GMS Great Millstone who rule well, teach, and edify. And shalom to you, hopeful like Akim Al-Quat in this household of faith. My name is Yeshaya. I'm doing a video through the Spirit to address the fact that, we're getting closer and closer, to the set measures of when the Lord is going to return and bring fire and hell upon this place. So you got to start, thinking about what things are expedient to the Spirit and what you should be doing, especially as we grow closer to these end times and away from modern life and standard livability, man. Food isn't going to be readily available all the time. Social media isn't going to fucking exist, and a lot of times, man, here in Babylon the Great, the way that they get you is through your body, man. They like to tempt you through lustful things. They like to tempt your fucking parasite, gluttony. They like to tempt you through, gambling. And they also like to tempt you by frying your attention span in short bursts of dopamine supplied by social media that has everyone's mind in a rope. Here in Babylon the Great, it's hard to live a very, stoic, peaceful, and ultimately gratifying life. It's hard to go out and run, but it's easy to go and play the video game. It's hard to fix your diet, but it's easy to buy fast food. It's hard to per se find a genuine woman, but it's easy to go unto a whore. And it's easy to be a whore here in Babylon with the way that these women are put on a pedestal, man. These cities are metropolises. The metropolis is like a mother city, man. In a small in a small circumference area, you can have 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people. And not only that, they got skyscrapers and high rises, man. Your house shouldn't be more than 2 stories high, 2 to 3 stories high, and they put skyscrapers that are 20 stories high, and they pack a bunch of people in these places. And that's partially why the pestilences and the sicknesses hit this place so fucking hard, because of the fact that everything is in such close proximity to each other, man. Back in the day, it wasn't uncommon to be, at least a mile apart from the next person, if not even more, because of the fact that there's this earth, this land that the Lord has been given unto Israel. It is a beautiful land, but right now it's corrupted. Don't you find it funny that only, what is it? Let's recall. 20% of the United States lives on the western side of the United States. So that basically divide the United States by Texas and up, and then look at the left side of that. And only 20% reside in that. And within that 20%, 11% is on the West Coast, and only 9% is in the Midwest. Whereas the rest of the United States typically live in all those eastern states. And why I'm saying that is because the United States is a terrible, terrible example of utilization of space and recreation, man. They pack everyone into these little cities, metropolises. All right, so understand that we're in if you living in a big city, you likely are in one of those mother cities, man. A good example would be LA, Phoenix, New York, Miami, places like that kind of just have a shitload of people in a small area. And these women, they love that shit, because you see a bad bitch walking by you, like, you low key, you gonna look, man. You gonna look at me like, hold up, let me see what's going on there. And the women, they've gotten used to that, and they're very prideful. Women are basically, they're like sponges, man. They're a product of their environment, as well as hypergamous. They see power and they seek power, man. So when a woman first fucks with like a guy that they think that has power, they're gonna start thinking that they're that level. They're gonna think that they're a high value woman. And here in this society, man, as well as not even just this society, scratch that, the way that the things are supposed to be is a woman is supposed to be a commodity rather than an important structure of a government or place, you know? Even inside of the church, a woman should be holding her peace and speaking quietly. But here you'll have a woman bringing out whole testimonies and services, man. And that's just going off. That's Babylon the Great. Or you have women that rule over men. And ultimately, you know, there's a time to embrace and then there's a time to refrain from embracing. And, you know, it's smart to just leave women alone for the most part. You know, and if y'all brothers is burning, man, that's a whole different thing, man. You know, that's a whole different thing. It's a whole different conversation, you know. But the fact of the matter, you have to think about what things are more expedient for you rather than the things that are, you know, although lawful, still kind of like, you know, it might hinder the spirit, because now's the time not to hinder the spirit. And one of the biggest things that can hinder the spirit is a woman. Because what a woman does, I've read articles, I won't quote them directly because, you know, I gotta read a couple more of them. But, you know, studies show that, you know, when a man joins together with a woman, you know, that does something to him mentally, he becomes comfortable. So men that get married early on, you know, in accordance to the world, of course, you know, are more likely to you know, succeed less in departments is like financial, physical, and even some type of emotional maturity as well, you know. So, and I'm not saying for y'all bros to not deal with women, you know, because at the end of the day, you're a man, and the Lord did say, be ye fruitful and multiply. But there is times and then there's places, man, and you have to have that righteous judgment, because ultimately we understand that the Apostle Paul, let's get that real quick. All right. We'll just go straight to the point in 27. Art thou bound unto a wife? Seek not to be loose. Art thou loose from a wife? Seek not a wife. Well, let's get that in the GNT real quick. 1 Corinthians 7 and 27. All right, let's see. Went way past it. All right, let's see. So, do you have a wife? Then don't try to get rid of her. Are you unmarried? Then don't look for a wife. But if you do marry, you haven't committed a sin. And if an unmarried woman marries, she hasn't committed a sin. But I'd rather spare you the everyday troubles that married people will have. And this is the Apostle Paul spitting facts yet again, man. You know, and GMS believing that, you know, the Apostle Tahar is the Apostle Paul in the reincarnation through the teaching of the Gentiles, man. You know, the Israelite foreigners that are in that gross darkness period. Man, one of the things that I learning under GMS is that, man, there's certain, like, you don't deal with women, okay, but there's certain women you should probably stay away from, man. And you sisters, you aquath out there, that you're different, you know, you're an exception to the quota. But at the same time, you know, niggas got a stigma against a lot of women nowadays, man. You know, so cause there's been a lot of videos going around in Israel about, you know, the sisters being upset about, you know, the Hebrew Israelites because they hate women. And, you know, ultimately, man, that's that worldly shit that's still stuck in your fucking mind. Man, fuck all that. You know, at the end of the day, your goal should be getting a man of the Lord and be barefoot pregnant and being the fuck quiet, respectfully, because, you know, that's where your salvation is through a man of the Lord. It's not through yourself. It's not through, you know, you being an exception and the Lord just, you know, deals with you specifically, you know. You know, bottom line, you got to be careful here, man. And you know, for y'all brothers out there, you know, the apostles, they always talk about stay away from them black women, bro. Stay away from them black women. Be really spiritually minded if you deal with a black woman. It's much easier just to, deal with a different nation of women, right? I mean, personally, I've never seen someone that's been in a relationship with a black woman for a very long time, be completely satisfied with, all the things that come with that. Right. And I'm saying all this to tie this into the fact that I wanted to get this in Ecclesiastes 3 and 5. And it says, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, and a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Embracing means like to clasp into your hands, right? So, on the topic of using embracing, as in when you go into women, there's a time to have women, and then there's a time to, get the fuck away from that, And I'm not saying to be a eunuch, a eunuch being a man that's, come here sent on a mission so specific that he doesn't deal with women his whole time of being here. I'm not saying that you got to be a eunuch, but I'm just saying, be careful of who you deal with nowadays, because right now we're getting close, man. I posted a video just a while ago about Ukraine getting hit with ballistic missiles, man, that are supplied from the United States and French. And if you see that and you think that there's no spiritual value within that their equation, man, you're dumb and you don't possess the oil, because we have to understand, man, that we're upon these last times. We're in the end times, and things are about to get real scarce. So, there's a time to, embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, man. Don't be in this world and you end up having a seed with some crazy bitch right now. Your baby's born in 9 months in the middle of a war, and now your heart's heavy because your wife is in child crying in your fucking ear, not knowing what to do, But at the end of the day, continue to delight yourself in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and stay hold of these scriptures, man, these precepts, as well as the faith and all things that come with that, man. Because at the end of the day, that's our salvation, man. That's where we belong, is in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, And just be real careful with that, man, because I'm making sure to be real careful too, And a piece of advice that the bros gave me from GMS Arizona is just, if you're doing too much, if you're doing too much, and if you're doing too much, back the fuck off before before it becomes something that's worse than what it should be, Being in this truth, you're supposed to be like Clark Kent, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand do. So, you kind of gotta be that smooth guy, man. You know how to go about it, Start thinking about, hey, what's the right way to go about it, and go about it the right way. Because you have this truth, and this truth gives you the ultimate knowledge of how to go about things the right way, man. The Lord is an ultimate teacher, and he will mold you into being a man. And you Akwat as well, man. You know how to go the right way through these scriptures, being a delightful, graceful, and virtuous woman who's also silent and just, pleasant, But, hey, I want to grab Jeremiah 31 and should be like 22. Yeah. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's what's happening here nowadays, man. Women typically compass men, bro. In business pursuits and in life, man. Women always have it on top. That's why you see a lot of these jakes falling into that trap of child support, and some niggas getting convicted, based on like false reports of, rape or false reports of the domestic violence and shit, bro. Because the woman, bro, like I think it says in Malachi. No, it's not Malachi. I think is it Micah? It might be Micah. Micah 7:10, and she that is my enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, and said unto this. So she that is my enemy, man. These women, 9 times out of 10, you gonna see a bitch, they don't got the right intention for you, bro. they probably just looking at you in a lustful way, you know, the same way that you probably looking at them. You know, oh shit, she kind of fire. But I mean, the bitch is low-key cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So, but I mean, you being a devout man in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, you know, you don't look at a woman just for her looks, man. You know, you look at the other elements. You know, if this bitch says some goofy shit, man, you out. Man, there's too many women in this world for you to be fucking gooped up to one little bitch, bro. That shit's crazy. You know, you're the prize at the end of the day. And we're going to get that right now. Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Orphir. Right? So, you know, the Lord's going to make us more precious than fine gold. You know, a woman's going to see a man and then just be like, wow, like drop dead. She going to fucking beg you, man. Isaiah 4:1. And that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach, man. So when these end times come, man, you gonna be like a chick magnet, literally, bro. They're gonna be chasing after you, bro, hoping that you let them in. You know, so if you if you in this truth, bro, and you simping, you fucking up, man. If you simping in this truth, you fucking up. You know, your mind's not in the right place if you over here simping and shit, man. That's some hoe shit right there. Don't do that. You know, because at the end of the day, man, you're trying to take upon the duty to be a judge, man, a God, someone that's poised, stoic, smart, and ultimately, man, faithful in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and fearful in Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. And there's certain things that you should and shouldn't be doing, and that's one of those things that you should not be fucking doing. Right? There's a should be in a cleat. It's a rock. Of course, bro. What the fuck? Man, you see how they want to hide this verse, bro? Not even getting... Sirach 7:26-29. Some bullshit, man. What the fuck are they trying to... Sirach 25:24. A woman came